What is up, patriots and those who are being awakened? Even the sheep that may watch this. Um, because at some point in time we've all been awakened, right? I want to talk about the beer virus, special interest groups, and lobbyists. And for a moment, I want you to imagine if the beer virus had a special interest lobbyist group working for it. They do. It's called pharmaceutical companies. This quote unquote pandemic was a plandemic, P-L-A-N-demic. It was a plan. And we know this from everything that's been out there. You can do all the research you want. You can look at the, I think it's A21 meeting with Bill Gates and many others, world leaders. And even if you go back, you can find, if it's not been scrubbed, I think it's 2017, Fauci even mentioned that under this president's watch, there will be a pandemic, which we know it to be a plandemic. This was all a plan. Fauci's wife is on the board of, I think it's the pharmaceutical company or something ties with the Wuhan lab that created this virus. It didn't come from a bat, didn't come from some food market. They may have planted it in the food market because it's probably a heavily populated place where they knew it would spread quickly. But this has all been a plan. There's people out there that are set to make a lot of money on this that work with the pharmaceutical companies. So, and you can't, I know they call it warp speed, and that's fine and dandy. But to find a vaccine, create it, do all the studies and everything in less than a year, you can't do that. It's virtually impossible to do that. I mean, it takes years of research on these things. By the way, don't put that poison in your body. I'm telling you right now, do not do it. But all this has been a master plan, and this will be about control. Mark my words. If you're watching this video, I want you to remember this. This plandemic that leads to a vaccine is going to lead to ultimate government control. This is not a conspiracy. Just because your mind can't think this way or just because you want to deny it does not mean it's not true. But mark my words that this will be a ultimate government control, destabilization of economies. Because what's going to happen is at first it'll be a voluntary thing. And they're going to see that not enough people are putting the poison in their body. Now the sheep will be running to put it in there. I did a video the other day about how silly some people are. Somebody said donkey dookie was the cure for it. People would eat donkey dookie. I mean, that's how sad it is that some people are. So the people that would eat donkey dookie, if they heard it was a cure, are certainly going to line up to put poison in their body, just like most vaccines or shots or whatever you want to say. But it's going to get to a point where it's not voluntary anymore. It's going to be a mandatory thing. If you were going to work, travel, etc., you are going to be required to have the poison cocktail vaccine. Now, why do they want you to do that? I firmly believe, just from what the Bible talks about the Antichrist, that vaccines are going to lead to the mark of the beast. And it's going to be through mandatory vaccination, where these governments are going to tell you, you don't have a choice. If you want to buy, sell, trade, whatever, you will have to have a vaccine. Now, the Bible tells us clearly that the Antichrist is going to do the same thing. If you want to buy, sell, or trade, basically live in this world, you will have to submit to that authority. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to sacrifice your soul for a vaccine, for mandatory vaccination in order to buy or sell? Because it's not going to be obvious. It's not like the Antichrist is going to come out and say, hey, I'm the Antichrist. And just like the Bible says, if you want to buy, sell, trade, eat, travel, whatever, you got to take this vaccination. No, it's going to be through deception, just like the enemy does with everything in our life. Deceives us in many ways. Some are quite obvious, and some we don't even realize until it's too late. But dementia, creepy pedophile Joe Biden and Kamala Walla Harris love it. Matter of fact, it's been said that they want to shut down the country again for 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks. That will be also a plan. They have people who they know, the super rich, the uber elites of the world, if you will benefit from it. Because there's nothing that happens to where somebody doesn't benefit. And the super rich will ultimately benefit from this vaccination, this shutdown. I'm not talking about the ones who live in Buckhead who have $5 million in their bank and nothing like that. I'm talking about the super, I'm talking the Jeff Bezos and stuff like that of the world. Because when the shutdown occurs, you're going to have to purchase things to be shipped to your home. So your Walmarts, your Amazons, and things like that ultimately benefit from that. So this pandemic, this shutdown is not going to hurt those people. It's going to hurt people like me and you, because most of you watching are just like me. Yes, the house is nice. We don't live in a shack, but we're not rich. Not of this world standards anyways. Rich in many other ways. But you need to wake up to what's really going on. You need to understand the deception that's coming. The things that are going to come, and you're going to be challenged. Do I do this and compromise myself, or do I stand and say no? Am I willing to do that? And you're going to have that choice because God gives you free will. Now, I hope and pray that everything goes through with this challenge of the vote system, this fraud that's going on. But shall it not? I do believe Trump will still have a lot of involvement in politics. Probably in things more so now than he has as president. And I think the exposure to the corruption is going to be brought to light even more so. So whether he gets elected or not, it's okay, because I do believe God's plan is greater than any of the enemy's plans. So take heart in that, but be aware, be alert, and challenge and question everything. Don't just take it for what it is, because the media is going to be pushing something on us as a society. Social media, fake news, they're all going to be pushing their agenda, because the super rich, the super elites are the ones that own these companies, and they're going to be pushing the agenda that they want to destabilize the United States of America into a one world government where the Antichrist comes on the scene. That's all I got. Remember, wake up, be aware, and always be questioning so that you do not get deceived.